Hey guys, insert number 5, last one of the week here. We're in section 2 of the Doctrine and Covenants. Now, it's a whole 3 verses, and they're short. It's an extract from what we were just looking over in Joseph Smith history. This is Elijah's words. Now, I wanted to address these separately. 1, because the Come Follow Me manual does, and 2, because they're super important. So, this is Elijah's words to Joseph Smith that are quoted by Moroni when Moroni appears on the evening of 21st of September. Okay, he says here, the whole thing, Behold, I will reveal unto you the priesthood by the hand of Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall plant in the hearts of the children the promises made to the fathers, and the hearts of the children shall turn to their fathers. If it were not so, the whole earth would be utterly wasted at his coming. Now, think about the words plant, hearts, and turn. In this section, teach us about the work of Elijah. Elijah was all about sealing links throughout generations to link us back, to put us all together and link us back. So you got a plant. That means nourishing. That means cultivating in the hearts. So not just anywhere, like you feel it here. You feel this burn. The spirit of Elijah is real. When you start feeling that about certain family members, temple work that you do, or about any genealogy that you're doing, family history, you may not even know these people, or even wanting to know them. And turning, it's repenting, turning, focusing back. Turn to their fathers. It's craving something. So I always thought this was just about family history, and I talk in insight number 2, I think, about now that I've done like a lot of family history, and it's been my time and my work at this point in time to do that, and it's slowly winding down because I'm now doing husbands of 11th cousins and things like that. So pretty much everything that I can do close, or aunts, great uncles, those kind of things, has been done. I've really, really looked and searched through all of that. There's still stuff to do, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy to go do it. But I'm really reaching to the outer regions of my family tree now. But I never was interested in this prior to working in the temple, honestly, never quite interested. And it was the past temple matron, Christine Roberts, who I just loved, one of my best friends, bestie friends. I love her dearly, and she asked me to help her while they were preparing to open the temple. So I helped her, and then she said, do you want to volunteer in the office? You'd be good in the office. And I'm like, for you, Christine, of course, absolutely, not a question. And within a few months of being there, I'm like, I should get some of these things done. So I could do some of these, some down moments. You still got to be there to answer the phone and to record the stuff, but there was a few quieter moments, and I had some family history that my dad had left. He'd passed away at that time, and he'd done a lot of it, entered a lot of it, and got a lot of it done. So he really had, and so had my grandparents on my mum's side, done so much of it. So I'm really, really blessed in that aspect. There wasn't a great call of all of it, but there were still people there that needed their work done, and I was able to extract from letters that had written to people that had replied with, this is the details of them, here's a family history of this, and find children that hadn't been connected, and connect up what was a son to his wife, and then all their kids come in, and then it just all joins up. So it's just some beautiful things in there, and I started feeling the spirit of Elijah. I really did. I felt it before when I did my granddad's work, and I felt it when I was preparing to do my grandmother's work and working around her family, but it just never to the extent that I felt it now. And I feel it now when other people come in and get sealed to, and they say, this is my grandmother, and I've just sealed her to her great-grandparents, and you're just like, oh, you feel it. It's great. Anyway, so I always thought it was just about that, but it's not. It's not about that. It is and it isn't. So I always thought I was part of the curse because I was never interested in family history. I don't really want to be sealed. to like a lot of family, I was just like, oh, I don't even know half of them. Like, really? It didn't make sense to my brain. But here's the thing. If you look at this, it says, shall plant in the hearts of the children, house of Israel, children, the promises made to the fathers. Therefore, who are the fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the promises made to covenant Israel will get planted in the hearts of all the children of Israel. Promises made to the fathers, because they were made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These are the covenant Israel promises. And the hearts of the children shall turn to their fathers, not their literal fathers. They are, but their forefathers. So not necessarily your dad or your grandfather, but maybe way back. And absolutely Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And turning to their fathers is craving the promises of covenant Israel. Now, if you read through the promises of covenant Israel, I craved those. And I still crave them. And that's what it's talking about. It's so much more than just about family history. But what priesthood blessings did Elijah restore? The sealing powers. That is so important. Why is this so important? Because it's all the promises to and gathering of covenant Israel. We are entitled to those promises if there is a sealing link that goes all the way back. If we can complete that link, if we know what that is, to at least do the best we can to know it. Like, my patriarchal blessing says I'm a direct descendant of Ephraim. I don't know how I can get back to around 1400 on one line. That's still thousands of years since Ephraim lived. So I don't know where in there. It's a completely different country still. I don't know how that bit in the middle, that big bit of the jigsaw is just missing. It's like I got given a jigsaw and half of the middle bit is just gone. There's genealogy in the scriptures tells us who begat who and who begat who and who begat who. And so I can trace that, but there's still this big gap. But I'm told, and thank goodness for that I know that from my patriarchal blessing, but that we are entitled to those promised blessings because we are the children of the house of Israel, and I love that. So, yeah, think about that more deeply. Craving the promises. Do you crave the promises to covenant Israel? Because that's what it's talking about. Elijah comes to put back the sealing power so that we can be entitled to those things. And I think that's so wonderful. We're entitled to it through our endowment. But the sealing power is what ultimately caps it off. And it's not sealing to a spouse, although don't get me wrong, that's incredible, but there's some conference talks you need to look at if you're thinking that's what it is. It's sealing between generations. And of course you need a spouse if you're going to be sealed between generations, but it's not about you necessarily being sealed to a spouse if you don't have kids, or if you're a single person, or your marriage fell apart, or whatever's going on with you. It's more about eventually it's the generations. So think about that. There's so much to this to unpack. If you've got questions, please fire them at me. I'll do my best to answer them. I know there's a lot of questions around this, and basically what I'm going to tell most of you is that don't worry about it. The Lord will make it right in the end. And trust in that, because I do. Because my family history is a mess. There's all sorts of people that belong and don't belong and should be there and isn't there, and my family's a bit of a mess like that too. And you know what? That's actually okay. Because we're family, and family's family, and we're all related somehow. That's it. So, yeah. Anyway, I thought you'd like that. Okay. Thanks for joining me this week. I will see you next week. It's going to be a good one. And just stay safe out there and have a great weekend, you guys. Bye.